Hey everybody, good morning. Hope everyone is good out there. It is Tuesday, August 15th. We're going to get after this thing. I'm just looking to see if there's been any... Oh yeah, we had retail sales, manufacturing index, hence the... Oh, I guess there wasn't even really any volatility around that. I'm trying to see if there's anything that would explain this drop off overnight. Any news item, but it doesn't look like it. Hey, you're lost. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Eyes on you. What's up? What's up? All right, you had the spinning wheel of death, I think, for a minute, but I'm back. Lost. That's what your trick did to me. It caused a major malfunction. Everything shut down. Good morning, Matthew. I appreciate all the good mornings too. It's much better when everyone's participating and joining in the chat. So thanks to everyone who's popped in so far. Shayak, what's going on? Good to see you. Be sure to like the stream on your way in. Throw some hearts, throw some fire. I don't know. Yeah, so let's check out what we got going on here today. Big move down overnight for sure. And it looks like that might just be a break here and a new low, and maybe we're bouncing already. Definite possibility of a bigger channel. But even that has a break and new low. I wonder if there's... I mean, we could get like a secondary channel, but that's not really looking confirmed. So yeah, I think we might just have a break and new low already of this channel, and we are moving on. It already does look like we have close to 2 legs of bullish correction though. We might turn down here. Good morning, Beach Bum. Toad, what's up? Toad says it looks like a potential big trading range like yesterday. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We'll see how this all fills out, right? We definitely need to see some price action in this area, but could for sure foresee just a big trading range like that. Yeah, for sure right now, bouncing. Don't want to take any shorts. We're above the EMA. But again, this does look like 2 legs of correction. So if we see a move below the EMA, we could start considering shorts again. Lost is cautious with shorts because we bounced off yesterday's low. It's also a good point. Yeah, pretty much to the tick. That's wild. So that'll definitely be a level we'll want to watch. I got a feeling we're going to come back and at least test it again. Whether or not we break through, we'll see. Let's hop over to the Nasdaq as well, which looks pretty much the same. Big channel down overnight. And now we're bouncing. Yeah, pretty much the same structure. Also, I think are close to 2 legs. Yeah, we're actually a little bit past 2 legs of correction now. So that's a little bit more bullish. We didn't turn down at that perfect measured move, so we might have a larger bullish channel in play. Same on the ES. We could definitely have a larger channel. We'll see. Got about 12 minutes to market open. Well, if we do come back to this channel line, might consider a long. So far, this bullish move is looking pretty strong, and again, we have gone past the measured move, I believe. Yep, a little bit past the measured move. We're now above the exponential moving average, the 10K EMA, that is. So definitely looking pretty bullish, and we could consider a long trade. Speaking of which, let's hop over to the 10K. See if we can get any insight over here. Yeah, it's hard to say where this bearish channel goes, but it definitely looks like it has a break in a new low. And then we're just moving up. And this does look like one bullish leg as well. So yeah, I think we pretty much nailed it on the 2K chart. It's looking about the same. So I think we can safely take a long if it sets up right. Also do want to take a look at the daily chart. Still kind of consolidating right here after this major channel break. And it looks like the downtrend may have a break in new extreme if we're going to play it small like that. Yeah, this move down, this correction has had a break and a new low. For the last several days we've been kind of leveling out, forming a base. Would not be surprised if we get a push above the EMA. And yeah, I mean, if you were going to trade this, you want to push above the EMA and a higher low, confirming this bullishness. We already have a first entry long, second entry long, so that would confirm that. And visually as well, we have a visual first entry pullback. This would be the second entry above the EMA. So daily chart definitely looking bullish, especially if we can get up to 45.20 about, which on our chart is a new high. That's right past the overnight highs. So if we can get up here, we're looking really bullish on the daily chart. But you never know, the rug could get pulled. Crazier things have happened. We got the pre-market slowdown here. Always the last 10 minutes or so. The market's like, oh yeah, we got open soon. Let's wait and see what happens. Nasdaq same place, falling out but looking quite bullish. Can for sure look for a second entry long if it forms well. Here we go, baby. We got some movement. Got a little pullback coming in. We're just going to want to see two clean legs. Like so. Need to see the EMA hold. the trend channel hold, and nice bullish bar, and we could probably trade that. We'll see. Hey, macaroons. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, Daily Grind. That's really what we got here, folks. This is the Daily Grind. Buckle up. Three minutes to the open, and we're going to be grinding. And I really, I don't care too much if we go up or if the market tanks. I would just love to see some movement. Love to see some volatility coming back into the market. Midway through August, that's probably a big ask, but we'll see. At some point, it will start picking back up. Once September gets going, should be some good trading ahead. We should have a couple more weeks to get through the summer, while the hedge fund managers are finishing up their summering in Europe, parking their yachts, cleaning up after the parties. Then we should start seeing some good trading. Summer did blow by for sure. It's already August. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Toad. Rich people don't vacation, they summer. This is a nice first entry. We just need to see a pullback here. Market's about to open. Summering in the Hamptons. September is the worst part of the year. Interesting. I don't mind September. Does mean the summer's over, but nice crisp fall weather, depending on where you live. Football season. Still within the channel. We are waiting on a pullback here. Market is open. Here's our pullback. Here we go. Same thing happening on the Nasdaq. We got our pullback, and I don't think that's a first entry quite yet. No, not quite a first entry, so still just a pullback. No entries. The ES, we do have our first entry right here. But visually, this all just kind of looks like one move down. So that technically is our second entry right off the EMA. Just looks like we're still in this, or we haven't had a break a new low of this channel yet. So let's let that play out first. We can take a higher low entry if it occurs. But playing that second entry right off the gate, not the best idea. It looks like it's going to work out anyway, but I think it's wise to hold off on that, especially right at the open. Now, if you're playing this channel super tight, it did have a break and new low. But again, I think you're safer to wait on a higher low. We are almost to an area where we can't consider it anymore. It's moving too high. I could have probably played that narrower, but I don't know, man. It just kind of came upon us. It happened fast, yeah. If I would have had more time to think about it, I probably would have taken the risk. It's pretty good right off the EMA. Everything's holding. Don't think, do, Yoda. Ah, man, I'm sorry, Yoda. I'm sorry. I mean, sorry I am. We didn't technically get a new high, so we might have a second chance here. We get one more little pullback and a trade right around here, another bar right around there. I'm gonna take that. It's kind of a big ask, but we'll see. The Nasdaq did make a new high on that move. Thank you, Toad. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not bummed about it. I would much rather miss out on a good trade than end up in a bad one. All right, let's see how this bar forms. Be another second entry long from this swing high. Ah, man, kind of doji. Probably got to hold off on that. I was close. I was close. Another tick or two, and that looked really good. Maybe this bar can turn around. Yeah, nope. Want to see a push above the EMA here. The Nasdaq still pushing up, maybe looking for a new high. over on the Nas. Looks like we might have another second entry long here. We already had a new high though, is the only problem. So this is it's looking a little bit congested. I think I'm gonna have to hold off on that. Pretty big bar too. But it is a second entry long. So if you want to take a risk on that, it's worthy. It's worthy. Nice big bar. You don't have a ton of room to the highs, but it might shoot up. It says wiser to probably skip that one, but it's there. Back on the ES, just waiting for prices to get back above the EMA. Need to get above the EMA, and then let's get a higher low, and I can still take that. Be confirmation basically of the second entry long. Here we go, we're above the EMA, just need one little pullback, a nice bullish bar. The Nasdaq trade did end up working out, looks like. The second entry long right here did end up pushing up, depending on how many points you went for, obviously. Back on the ES, here is our higher low. So as long as it stays right around here, pretty decent. I wish the body of the candle was closer to the EMA. This is pushing up pretty high. I don't think I'm going to take it that high. Yeah, can't take it that high for me. Coming right on that resistance. If the body of the candle was a little bit closer to the EMA, I'd be all over that. Kind of looks like we have a range forming here at this point. And the Nasdaq undoubtedly made a new high here. And the break here, new high. If you took that second entry long right here, that worked out quite nice. It's a little bit risky, but sometimes it's worth it to risk it. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. We'll see if we bounce at this level. This might be our range low right here. Well, this is great, guys. We're 10 minutes off of the open, and we've already had a lot of wonderful possibilities. This is the trade of the morning so far. Second entry long. Had to be quick, though. I just was not ready for a setup right there. Didn't have time to think about it. It just happened. So if you were on it, if you were sharp and ready to go, that was a pretty decent trade. But yeah, it happened quick. I was still trying to figure out whether or not this was a larger correction channel or not, and by that, you know, before I could even make a decision, it was gone. That's how it goes sometimes. And then we had another opportunity for a second another second entry long right around here. Just didn't quite materialize. Pullback, first entry, pullback below the EMA. Second entry looks good. A higher low would have been lovely, but this is just way too high. But yeah, anyway, we're having good opportunities at least. Market's moving. Things are happening. We're not just chopping around in a 2-point range. Now we definitely have a bearish bias. As you can see, we had a high here, lower high, all this empty space, low, lower low, lower low. So for sure a bearish bias coming in. We have to abandon the idea of longs for now. And the Nasdaq too, giving us a clue about that, because we have a break of this channel. A new high was formed, and when that happens, you expect a correction or reversal. That's exactly what we got going. Pretty clearly defined downtrend here on the Nasdaq. Failed second entry long actually would have been really nice here. It didn't form. We had a pullback, first entry, and then we're way below the EMA now. If we would have had one more entry right around the EMA, that would have been a good short. Morning, Pepe, by the way. Matt, good to see you this morning. Hope y'all are well. So coming back, it looks like, to test that low, test yesterday's low of the day. And we'll see if that level can hold or break. If it breaks, there's going to be a lot of stop losses underneath there from the past few days, really. Yeah, look at it all. Oh wait, sorry, I'm on the wrong chart. Check this out. We can come down to today's low, the overnight low. That's also all the support from yesterday and the day before. That was a pretty key level. This breaks, there's going to be a lot of stop losses in here, and we could really launch down. And again, on the daily chart, we can see that as well. Just a lot of consolidation around this level down here. And I'm sure a lot of people are buying this dip, expecting a new high, but we may get another leg down, really flush everyone out before we get a new high, because this correction still could get a second leg. That puts us all the way down to 44.22. Matt, we are on the same market time. I am actually from Oregon. I grew up in Oregon. What part of Oregon are you from? Portland area. Nice. I lived in the Portland area for about 10 years. Grew up in Bend and then lived in Portland for like 10 years. Am I a Ducks fan? Oof, that's a good question. You know, I have been off and on, but I just they're such a bandwagon team. All right, no offense if anyone's Duck fans out there, but you know, they got the Nike sponsorship, the super flashy. It was fun when they were really good, but yeah, it's hard to root for the Ducks sometimes. Kind of like a little bit more of the underdog teams. "10 years in October." Nice, Matt. Good morning, Billy. Man, this move down just keeps on going. This does look like a little mini break and new low. Kind of looks like that on the Nasdaq as well. So maybe we'll get a little bounce here. You can see the break, new low, and we're already starting to bounce. It's a good clue that that might be the case. Yeah, Matt, I'll actually, I'm planning on potentially moving back to the Portland area this next year, so we might be neighbors sooner than later. All right, just waiting for a correction channel to form, because again, this does look like a break and new low. Yeah, something like this seems like it will probably start to play out. Shout out to Guillermo, just subscribed. Guillermo, if you're tuning in, welcome. Totally, dude. Totally, Matt. All right, Nasdaq. Also, a little move up here. Potential second entry short forming on ES. Yes, it is, Toad. It is. I just don't know that I would take it after this little break and new low. Right on, Matt. That sounds good. Sounds good. Man, this is tricky here because you know, just locally, this looks like a pretty nice second entry short. Nice pullback first entry, second entry right off the EMA, but you got to trust a couple things. You got to trust that We already had a break a new low. This downtrend is likely played out, and then we are in a short-term correction trend, so you don't want to trade against that. So two major red flags going against the trade. But you know, if you had all that hidden and you were just looking locally at this right here, go, oh man, that looks really nice. First entry, second entry, downtrend. So that's why drawing channels is super important. It'll keep you on the right side of the market. But we may even have a little overshoot right now. But we'll see if this is an overshoot or not. Awesome, Matthew. Glad that kept you out of a bad trade. On the Nasdaq, similar kind of deal here. We also had a second entry short that just triggered. This one didn't even look good though, above the EMA bullish bar. Now we might trade this failed second entry short. Bearish bar though. That was a green bar. I might have considered that failed entry there. We're below the EMA now though. It didn't even trigger. But definitely starting to act like a range. Up and down, price movements. So we might start playing the range rules here. On the Nasdaq, yeah, looks like we can form a similar range. Let's see if this correction channel, we have a break right now. Let's see if maybe we get one push up to a new high and then back down. And if that happens, we can start to look for a short. This would technically be a lower high after a second entry short, but this is pretty congested in here. I'd hold off on that. Well, the context, guys, is getting a little bit less clear here. And usually when that happens, that means we're in a range. So yeah, we had this nice move down, break new low, move up, break, maybe not even a new high. Now we're just kind of going back and forth above and below the EMA. We need to see a little bit more action, see something that's really obvious, or a real obvious trend. Kanto Corporation. What's up, Kanto? Kanto shorted at 44.79. Well, that might work out in your favor. We'll see. Now we have a potential failed second entry long. Definitely not close to the EMA though. This move up didn't produce anything. We have a first entry, push below the EMA. Second entry, that fails. That might be a decent trade. Needs to get closer to the exponential moving average though. Yeah, pretty far down here. Woo, there's a bar. Kanto's doing a celebration dance. But this might actually turn out to be nice. We have a clean, you know, visually this still looks like channel, break, new low. Might get down to the bottom of the range here and we could get a long opportunity. I'm actually going to move the bottom up. This line here is yesterday's low day, but it looks like our range support might actually be right around here. And also quite a bit of support around this area. That's another potential zone where it could bounce. Nearing the bottom here. Nasdaq actually on the bottom of its range with a clear break and new low of this channel. Maybe even two legs. I don't think so. This looks like we're still coming up short. Yeah. If we get a failed second entry short right here, I might consider taking that long right back up to the top. Same deal over here. Clear visual break and new low of that channel. We get a failed second entry short, I might consider taking that. But as close as we are to yesterday's low, and again, all that support that we've seen over the last several days, it makes sense for us to go test that area. I don't know that this is a good enough test. So I'm really kind of suspecting that we get down in here, but got to trade what we see, not what we want to see. So far we have a first entry short, anticipating that to maybe move up and give us a second entry. Definitely a no trade zone here. We're so close to the bottom of the range. Not be a good idea to short down into here. But we're still below the EMA. We haven't had a convincing bounce, so we can't go long yet. Just gotta wait and see. And yeah, here we go. Break below the range. Like I said, expecting some of these levels to be tested. Yesterday's low is up next. There we go. And as I mentioned earlier, you get down below that, it's going to be swift and crazy. There's so many stop losses here. So that was yesterday's low. This would be Friday's low, right around here. So let's see if we can make it down to that area. Let's see if we have any sort of wider pattern that we could lean on. That one had an overshoot, if we even had it at all. On the Nasdaq, looks more promising for a wider pattern. Ooh, yeah, that looks great. I'm gonna add a midline too. We'll see if this acts like an overshoot on the ES here. So far not. So we can potentially widen that a little bit. Or maybe there's an even bigger channel in play. I mean, this would be wild. I don't know about this, but it does have several touches off the top. It's huge, but I've seen crazier things happen. I'm going to copy this channel and just keep it in the background. Just as a potential if things start moving and we continue downwards. As of right now, we just have a little mini congestion right here. Matt says every sector is in the red and UVXY is up as well. All right. Volatility is up. Market is down. That does confirm maybe the strength of this move and could point to a bigger drop. This channel's not really looking good. It's continuing to overshoot. So yeah, definite downtrend. And the farther we get down, the more likely that giant channel is going to look good. And a measured move as well would take us below Friday's low. And Friday's low is really the last line of defense here before we get a real big drop. So if we can get below Friday's low right here, this could be a massive red day. And maybe we come down here and eventually, not today likely, but maybe we eventually come down here and test the a longer term EMA. Or just a simple measured move again to 44.22. Lots of possibilities, boys and girls. Gotta respect this correction channel here. The Nasdaq is correcting as well. JX got a sell order at 45.82. 45.82, dang. Probably mean 44.82, I would imagine. You might not even come back there. But yeah, I see what you're doing. Looking for a retest of this swing here. Clear, turn down at that level several times, another swing. I don't know, this is pretty swift. It might not have enough juice to get back there. break of this medium channel we got going on. This channel, of course, is never really confirmed, so not trusting it with my life. But if the EMA continues to hold, I think we could see a new low. We have our first entry to the short side off of the EMA. All right, we could get a pullback to the EMA here and a second entry. I'd sell that. Might move down too far here. Here we go. Okay, let's see how this forms. Need to see a one attempt higher here with a nice bearish finish. Oh man, no, don't move on without us. Don't do it. It looks like it's going to drop without us, folks. Come on, one last move up. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Unfortunately, now it's looking a little bit more congested right here with these bars. This was really the bar we wanted to see it on. Pull back, move down, move up, and then right there. K and O took canto, sorry. I was thinking in Spanish, canto, short at 44.65 50. Are you still short from before, or did you take profits there, Canto? Italian, all right. Yeah, this might be our second entry short here. Slight close above the EMA. Not great for our short. But if we get one tick up and it turns down violently, I still like it. Okay, let's see how this bar forms here. a little bit congested. Got to close near its low. Yeah, got to cancel that, unfortunately. Would have been a decent setup. Don't like how congested this is. This looks like just a little mini range here. So I don't think we're gonna get anything there. I'm still gonna be playing around with channels to see if we can get a pattern that just looks money. You could have like a wide pattern like so. Doesn't fit great, but it's pretty decent. That's pretty much what we have on the Nasdaq, so yeah, it matches pretty well with the Nasdaq. And it does make more sense that it would go off the top swing rather than the second swing. So yeah, I think we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Shout out, I got a new subscriber, Alexero. Shout out Alexero. Thanks for subscribing, welcome. Morning, Thomas Guy. What is going on? Good to see you. Boy, this is just congested all of a sudden. Everything was looking good for some bearish momentum, and then now we're stuck in a 2-point range. At this point, I think our best opportunity would be if we break out to the upside, maybe come test this channel line, and then turn down and give like a failed second entry long or something. That movement up would definitely draw in some bulls. And then if we get a failed second entry long, that could get smacked down and really send us to a new low. Nasdaq as well, kind of looking congested here, but we are getting that push up. Nice, that's looking pretty nice on the Nasdaq. Let's see if the EMA can hold. We already did have our second entry short on the Nasdaq. So I don't think I would take this, even if this becomes a nice bearish bar. This could be a failure here, and we could get 2 legs of correction, which is looking like that's going to happen on the ES. Same, we could be looking at 2 legs here, but this is exactly what I just talked about. We can turn down around this area right here, move down below the EMA, get a failed second entry long. I like that. The Nasdaq is right at the measured move, so we'd want to see it turn down around this area and right at the bottom of the old range. So yeah, this is the perfect area for it to turn short again. We don't want to see it blow up into the range. If it goes any higher, we might have to switch our thought process a little bit. This is right where you want to see it turn down. Same on the ES. We're right at that yesterday's low level that caused this big drop. So retest that. If we can move down from here, that would be a beautiful sign. Crazy, I synced my clock just now, but I still have a pretty bad lag. I'm gonna try to sync it one more time. See if the double sync does anything. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so we got that move down off of the channel line, which is beautiful, confirms that channel. And let's see if we can get, we might just come down way too far. But we'll see if we can get a setup. This didn't even give us a lower high. No way to enter this. And it's going to move to a new low without us. But yet again, if you are able to read the context like that, if you can pretty much predict what is going to happen and then it plays out, take heart. You're well on your way. And even if the setup isn't there, that is going to pay dividends next time the context is right and a setup does appear. And it's all practice, right? Even if you don't take any trades, watching the market, watching the bars form, looking for potential, that is all good training. It will hone your skills. Because yeah, as a price action trader, that's, you know, you're reading bars. You need to be able to read the market and recognize the best opportunities and capitalize when they appear. Because you're waiting for the best, highest probability opportunities, it's not going to happen every couple minutes, you know. There's usually 2 or 3 really good trades every day, and you just gotta wait for them to happen. So far, we've only really had one I think was worthy of trading, and that was right at the open, the one that happened super quick. You had to be ready for it, ready to trade it. I wasn't. I was still kind of considering it, and then it took off. So that was the one trade. Other than that, there's been some great context, some areas where been able to say like, okay, this is likely what's going to happen here, and it does, but no setup forms. So that's all right. That's all right. There will be more chances. The market's not going anywhere. If you're someone that struggles with like FOMO or just itching like, I gotta trade, the market will always be there. It, you know, it's not gonna go away. There's opportunities every single day. On the Nasdaq, we have actually a break of this channel and a new low. So the Nasdaq, we're expecting a bounce and therefore on the ES we could possibly get a bounce here as well. The Nasdaq starts to get really strong, it could take the ES with it. But just in case, because we did have that massive channel potential on ES, I want to see if there's even a chance of that here. I mean, it doesn't look, I mean, it looks decent. Looks decent. We haven't had a lot of confirmation on the downside though. But anyway, I'm gonna get this all prepped, and well, I guess I can't save it in the background. I already got the ES channel copied. So anyway, that's a possibility. We still could get a wider trend on both indices. Back on the ES, another little congestion area, and maybe a bounce. I'm anticipating maybe something like this. Fed speak at 11, Macaroon says. The notes from the previous interest hike. Okay. Good to note. Good to note. I really wish my economic calendar had Fed speak on it. If anyone has a good source of that where you know when there's going to be Fed speakers, please share that. This is the calendar I use. It's really helpful, at least for events, and it kind of weighs the impact of the event. But if someone has a calendar of Fed speak, add that to the mix for sure. Back on the NAS, our little channel up already has a break on both indices. See if we can get a new high and then possibly move back down. On the ES, we're like right on that channel line. Unfortunately, we didn't come down and test any of the bottom of this. It came from the top, and after the top, you want to see it get all the way to the bottom, but instead came from the top to the midline to perhaps the top again. It's not bad. At least we tested the midline. But yeah, in a really healthy channel, you would want to see it go from the top to the bottom pretty consistently. Man, oh man, looks like we're about to get a new low here with no setup. And the Nasdaq, we're gonna have to, ooh baby, wait, here we go. We're so close to Friday's low. Oh man, this is where it could get crazy. If we break below that level, we're gonna see some strong selling. Gonna be a couple big bars. Well, while we're waiting for the levy to break, we got to figure out something else on the Nasdaq as far as the channel goes, because we had a break and new low, and then we came up, tested the EMA again, and moving to another new low. So we likely have a wider pattern here. That kind of discounts this swing, which I don't like. Again, we could go for this the big daddy. Yeah, anyway. Back on the ES, we were hovering right around Friday's close. Or sorry, Friday's low. Macaroon says, days like this, he just wants to pick a point on the EMA and sell. Yeah. But, you know, if you really look back, it's not a super strong bear day. I mean, you had this great looking drop here, but there wasn't a ton of follow through, just kind of chopping around above and below the EMA. And then we're at this key level, right? If we get down in here, then I think we're in pick a point at the EMA and sell territory. But you had a couple major levels, this being one of them, which was a lot of support from the past couple of days. Yesterday's low got below that, and then here's the next major one, and this could hold. This could easily hold, or we could easily form a base here and then bounce. Because again, this is really the last line of defense before a massive market drop. We'll see. We might get to sell dumb territory. Continuing to hover here on Friday's low. Another no trade zone on the chart. You don't want to sell right into major lows like this. But way too bearish to even consider going long, so just got to wait for some more information, things to play out a little bit, and for the bias to become clear and give us an opportunity. bullish hammer off of the low there. We'll see if buyers are present. If they are, this is definitely an area we could bounce. Well, while we're waiting for something to happen, I did want to, trying to think of direction for the channel, and a lot of new subscribers. Folks been here since the beginning. Wanted to see kind of what you guys think as far as what kind of content you would want to see. So I'm gonna throw a little poll up in the chat while we're waiting for stuff to develop, and yeah, give me some ideas. It'd be helpful to know what people are most wanting to see. All right, so here we go. Just making sure I have all the options here. Here we go. Poll is up. What content would you most want to see on the channel? Chart reviews. That's where I look at the chart from the entire day. Break down, where the best setups were, kind of talk through price action. Live rate trade recaps, obvious. I have a few videos like that up. Take stream, live trades from the stream. Replay them for those who weren't able to catch the live stream, kind of get the best content in one concentrated area, and highlighting different setups and things. Strategy breakdown would be explaining more in depth the strategy, how it forms, the best context to do it, kind of like a tutorial on how to trade the setups. Peep, yo, what's up? Would you consider doing more aggressive entries but small size with the 300k account? I really wouldn't, to be honest. I think that's kind of a tempting psychological thing. Like, hey, if I have a bigger size, a bigger drawdown, I can be a little bit more aggressive, and I'll just size down and be more aggressive. I think it's important to kind of be consistent as far as your approach. Now, if your style is aggressive, then it should be that way throughout, no matter the size of your account, just size differently. But that's not my style, and so I wouldn't want to change that just because I have a bigger cushion. Now, I would consider going bigger size, using my same setup, because I'm pretty selective, so I would consider doing that with a bigger size, and it would just be a higher chance of failure. That's kind of what I did on the last 50k account. Was I was sized pretty aggressively, so yeah, it leaves a smaller room for error, but the whole thing can get done quicker, and if I'm not trading aggressively, then it's a decent approach. All the above. Nice, nice. That should have been an option on the on the poll. All the above. Cool. There's still, we got 12 votes in. If other folks want to make your voice heard, you know, you can help decide the future of this channel. Together, we can rule the world. All the above. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Right on. Yeah, I appreciate that, Thomas. Thank you. Hey, Matt. Good question. I've been involved in the markets for many years, but trading price action for the last 2. So I've been fortunate enough, excuse me, to be in a position where I can really devote a lot of time to the markets. And so that's been helpful. I know some people, when they're learning a strategy, they, you know, it's kind of like after work in the evenings, kind of studying here and there, but because of my situation, I've been able to be here every day and really getting after it. So then already having a base in trading and understanding like candlesticks and, you know, kind of your basic like support and resistance, things like that, was able to pick up the strategy, I think, fairly quickly. Is pretty natural, made a lot of sense to me. So yeah, by no means a seasoned veteran or anything, but I hope to get there, and glad to have you guys on the way, on the road with me. Nice, that's great, madam. I'm glad that you've been able to have those similar circumstances. I know, yeah, like I have a lot of respect for folks who are trying to learn trading with, yeah, I don't know, a job that they have to go to every day that they can't devote, you know, energy to the markets, and then just squeezing in study sessions, you know, here and there, late at night, whatever it is. Yeah, usually takes longer if that's the case, but man, much respect to folks who have to do that. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah, and Charles as well, like that's just not me, you know. I don't want to be that guy that's like, yeah, just kind of your typical YouTube, like, hey, what's up everyone, hey man, we're gonna, yeah, I can't do that. It'll wear me out. I'm hoping for longevity here, so I just gotta be me, gotta be relaxed. It's also, you know, I start at 6 in the morning my time, so maybe if we did the stream in the afternoon, I'd be a little bit more upbeat. Thomas says, I think as a beginner, you'd want the strategy plus review to be repeated so you get over and over, so it gets stuck in your head. Totally, yeah. I think that would be a good combination of content, right? Like strategy breakdown. Here's what it is, and then constant like, hey, here's a live trade I took. That's the exact same strategy. Here's another one, because that's really what this is learning patterns, and they repeat over and over again. So finding them each new day and taking advantage of them. Cool. Well, I appreciate all y'all voting, and it does look pretty split. between everything. So strategy breakdown, chart reviews, live trade recaps. I would assume the other is probably folks saying all the above, or I don't know, maybe some of y'all want to see a vlog or something. If you did say other, and it's something else besides all the above, you know, please throw that in the chat. I would love new ideas as well. Maybe there's something else I'm not thinking of that would be awesome that people would like to see. Well, as we were Starbucks review, yeah, baby. You know, that'd be cool, but I'd probably go for like a burger review. That would fulfill like all my childhood dreams of just being able to eat cheeseburgers all day. All right, so this bounce makes a lot of sense on the Nasdaq chart. We had this move down, break new low, expecting a reversal. There it is. And then on the ES, didn't really have a break in new low of the channel. Looks like everything was contained, but did have a lot of empty space at the bottom, and then we are up against this super key level, Friday's low, not able to break it, so it makes sense that we'd bounce there as well. Well, anyway, at this point, we are going to need to see, we're still expecting a new low of this wider channel, right? It never really got a break. And we do have some empty space at the bottom, but this is a long bearish move. So we still could see a new low of this. We just want to see this bullish channel play out. And we have a move up. We finally have a break of that. We can get a new high of this bullish channel and then push below the EMA. That will be our sign that we may have some continued bearishness, and we can look for a short. I think it's probably too early to go long because of how strong the selling has been. So even if we get a nice looking second entry long at the EMA, I personally will probably hold off. It might work and it might be a fine trade, and within your risk parameters, that might be okay. I don't really like taking counter trend trades, and it's not necessarily counter trend. Like, I'm not picking, you wouldn't be picking a bottom or anything. It'd be completely justified price action wise, but if we have a strong bearish trend day, I try to only take shorts, and if we have a strong bullish day, I try to only take longs. Just because you have that added market support from the overall bias. So anyway, all that to say, I'll probably skip along here. But if we slice through this EMA really fast, I would consider a failed second entry long. If we can come down here, boom, first entry, pull back, second entry, failure, I like that. Hey, Vang Vang, what's up? We are looking at some pretty candlesticks. This is actually a candlestick channel. No, this is, and all this is info is in the description as well, but we are looking at the 2000 tick chart of the S&P 500 mini futures. And we are looking generally bearish on the day, waiting for a chance to short. Yeah, let's see if we can get below the EMA here. This could be our first entry. It is threatening. We almost ticked higher here. That would have been the perfect spot for a first entry too. Dang. There's still a chance. We still have 700 ticks left in this bar. That's what we would want to see. First entry right here. Push below the EMA. Second entry right there. This could be money. Who was calling out that we had some Fed speak? Is that? Yeah, Macaroon said Fed speak at 11. Okay, so we got like 5 minutes for some Fed speak. Who knows if that will move the markets or not, but it's good to be aware of. Oh, it's not speaking, just the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, got it. Why is that not in the Forex Factory calendar? They're releasing minutes. Crazy. The Nasdaq has a beautiful looking first entry. See if we can continue lower. First entry right here. Hopefully that can get smacked down and then get a second. Oops. I got that all screwed up. Again, hopefully this can get smacked down and then get a second entry right around there. That's the pattern we'd be looking for. Back on the ES, there is our first entry. We want to see a push below the EMA here. Don't want the EMA to start holding, or we can kind of forget about taking the failure there. The release is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. That's why it's not showing up for me. Yep. Oh, you're talking about the FOMC minutes. Yeah, that's tomorrow too. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful looking lower high. Closed below the EMA. A little bit congested here. Elijah is long. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out. Welcome though, Elijah. Good to have you. And again, a second entry long here would be a decent, you know, there's a decent justification for going long if a second entry forms. I personally won't take it just because of the overall bias, but could work out. The EMA so far is holding. You'd want to see how, well, that is technically our second entry right there. Oh man, I don't think I can take that. Didn't form great. It was a little too congested in this area. Yeah, Elijah. Yes, it's the 2000 tick chart. So what that means is each bar, it's not a time-based chart, right? So typically like a bar will represent a certain amount of time, a minute chart or 5-minute chart. On a tick chart, each bar represents 2000 transactions. So in a way, it's kind of like it's got, well, not really, but kind of has like volume built into it a little bit. So you can see how many transactions are going. So if there are a lot of bars are forming, there's a lot of transactions happening. It's not necessarily volume, Thomas, because it doesn't take into account how many contracts are traded. So like you can have one tick, one transaction that is like 5 contracts, and then another one that is 200 contracts, and it still counts as like one tick. So it's not necessarily volume, but kind of. But definitely activity. Okay, here, this might be our failed second entry long right here, guys. Let's see how this bar forms. Nope, looks like it's gonna push up too far. Ooh, unless this turns down. That would trap some longs for sure. Nope. Massive bar, holy cow. Yeah, Elijah, this isn't, not on TradingView, this is NinjaTrader. So there is your second entry long that has formed. Did happen below the EMA. So even if I was considering a long, I wouldn't trade that, but would look for like a higher low here. And actually the Nasdaq looks better for a long. 2 nice legs back. First entry here, second entry there. That's a pretty decent looking bar to take. And if you didn't take that one, you could wait for a higher low to form here, and that's a pretty good looking long. It's not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tempted by that. You know, if the Nasdaq forms a good looking higher low, I think I will have to enter. That's a pretty clean second entry. Nice green bar at the EMA, 2 legs back. Wouldn't take that on the first setup because of the overall bearish bias, but if that gets a higher low, and it's already moving up too high, but if that had a higher low right around here, that would have been enough confirmation for me to go long. Elijah's doing a celebration dance. Hopefully he held on to that position. So yeah, it looks like this uptrend needs a new high before we go anywhere. So Toad took the higher low medium probability trade. Nice. Yeah, so we got this uptrend break. Looks like we're gonna get a new high, and then I would expect us to move down again and make a new low on the day. It's been too bearish for us just to reverse from here. That would be very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Doesn't happen often. A pattern like that doesn't happen often. There's a fancy word I'm thinking of for that. I can't think of it. Anyhow, I think that's going to do it for me for the day, at least on the live stream. Conquistador. Nice. I like it, Toad. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll still be tweeting out about the day, potential setups. I can share pictures of my chart. And yeah, otherwise, welcome to all the new folks. So good to have you guys. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the stream, help grow this thing, help support it. And yeah, great trading with y'all. See you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Trade safe. Take care, everyone.